let me go over what I think deep church looks like. The first thing is I think it has to be both ancient and new. So keeping that triad in our mind, it's both ancient and new. I used to say ancient and modern, but nobody likes the word modern anymore. And if I do ancient and postmodern, too many people freak out, or they don't know what it means. So ancient and new was kind of my compromise on that. And what does that mean? It just means that we're contextualized, but at the same time we're rooted in the 2,000 years of history. This morning was a good example. We had tremendous hymns. I don't know what the dating on. I think most of those hymns probably go back to 17th, 18th century. But it's great when you can bring in stuff from the 1st century, the 4th century. And it's new in the sense that it's with new instrumentation. I don't see, is there a pipe organ in here? I don't see it. It might have been. Yep, there's one up there. I don't know. I don't go here. Do you ever use it? That would be cool. Every once in a while, to throw that in. Or, if that doesn't work, someone, bring in a Hammond B. That's a little ancient, right? Some gospel music. But what does it mean to realize that we're not only worshiping Christ in this time and place, but we are in continuity with 2,000 years of church history? And to bring that back in and how that roots us and gives us a sense. I mean, you've got history in this building. I love it. This is a great example of ancient new right here. It really warms my heart. The second thing, deep church is a biblical drama. My worship guy is a really artsy guy and incredible musician. One of the best woodwind players, sax players in Southern California, and has toured with lots of groups over the years, but is mostly producing music and soundtracks and whatnot in Southern California. But he's been a great fan of the Heidelberg Catechism. He catechized his kids on that. He's kind of, as far as a musician, he's kind of a little bit of a freak in that he likes all that. He likes both left and right brain stuff. But he would always say to me, you reform people. This is what he said. He's reformed too, but he likes to be an outsider. He said, that's artists. That's the way they are. You just have to kind of get on their side, and they get. So he would say, you reform people. You talk about the biblical drama. The problem is you've got the Bible, but you've got no drama. There's no drama in the service whatsoever. And I think he's pretty right. I mean, if you've gone to some Reformed church and Presbyterian church services, it's really just a step up from a funeral. It's like this funeral dirge. I mean, I'm Reformed, so I can say, I remember I went to one, I was visiting, and I was standing there, and I almost fell over. It was so slow. My wife had to catch me during the hymn. But you know what I mean? There's no drama. And I mean, if we really believe the biblical drama, and I'm not just talking drama just through the music. I mean, louder drums doesn't make drama. But what is drama is the way that we organize the worship service from God's call to us into His presence to His sending out. And that there is a biblical drama going on, an interplay between us and God. God speaks and we respond in every aspect of the service. And we're involved in almost being caught up in this amazing thing that's going on, this passion play every Sunday. And that's what ancient, new, and deep worship is. And we're being moved in all aspects of our being. We're being moved emotionally and intellectually. Our wills are being challenged to grow. It's all there. All the senses are being touched upon as well. I remember this wasn't in the book. It's kind of a side, but I remember early on with my wife going to river dance. Anybody gone to river dance? You ever seen that? Come on, do you guys not have like a performing arts thing here or something? Oh, man. I love river dance. I just love the energy. Now, I'm not calling for that kind of dance, so don't hear me. I'm a Presbyterian. What is that? What's that dancing called? Someone know? Like kind of that Celtic dancing where they always look like they're getting shin splints every time they hit the floor. Yeah, that is an amazing production. If you haven't seen it, go see it. I mean, with the Celtic music going on, where you can see the performers, with the screen, the imagery, the songs, and the story it's telling, and the dancing. I mean, all the senses are being done, are being moved as you watch that. And the message in that is probably a little bit more neo-pagan. But I thought to myself, here I am being deeply moved why are we not moved like that in our worship? Why are not all my senses being moved towards a love of God in our worship together? And again, it doesn't just mean louder drums or flashing lights. I don't think it's being caught up in a story that is so much bigger than us, where we are brought along with it. So that's ancient. That's the drama. Joy and reverence I just kind of talked about. It's so hard for churches to get the balance between joy and reverence. It's either all joy, and it's all happy, and we're always in a good mood, and we never think a bad thought or a negative thought, and the sermons are all upbeat, and you don't talk about sin. And thank you so much for that confession. That was so beautifully done this morning with the responsive reading, where we're too afraid to kind of deal with the dark sides, and we've got to keep everything upbeat. It's a little easier you either do that, or we've got so much reverence on the other side that it's hard for people, the chosen frozen kind of a thing. But shouldn't we have both? Shouldn't there be a balance of both in each service where there's incredible joy, but there's times of holy awe? It's hard to do. If you're a music director here, it's really, really hard to do. It's hard to find the balance and the instrumentation to do that. But it seems like the Bible encompasses the full breadth of emotion. We should too in our worship. We've got to find ways to actually bring that holy reverence and awe back in to our services along with the joy. Matter of fact, that the organ is a great way to get more of the holy reverence and the kind of the powerfulness of who God is. And of course, the more modern instrumentation is great at producing the joy. But finding the balance of both, I think, is really important.